Hi, my name is Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Tonight I have a very special show. I have Debra Jacobs, who is an animal behavioralist analyst. I hope I said that right. It's a mouthful. And I was doing a balloon shoot where we were done and we were sitting in a parking lot at Lampe Park. And the owner's son had a dog just make a run for it. And people ran across traffic and we were scared about the dog getting run over. And I had met Debra before. And she just went into action, and she went across the street and got the dog, and nothing flat, and we about all had a heart attack. And so I saw the proof in the pudding of what she can do to basically get a dog to behave like you want a dog to behave. And this dog was like a 9-month-old puppy. So when I saw her do that, I said, "You got to be on the show," because I was picturing things like if you're on Nevada trails and you have a dog not behaving like this dog was, well, one, the dog can get hurt, and you can get hurt by chasing this dog into someplace you shouldn't want to be. And matter of fact, we talked about that a little bit and said that some owners do get hurt chasing down a dog or an animal of any kind. And you, basically, thank you for being on the show. And I want to say that she also does a lot of animals, and it's just not not dogs, but just
everything.
So, can you explain what a animal behavior analyst does?
Well, actually, when you go to a property, the people who live there have a pattern. They bring the animal home, and the animal gets into the pattern. And so, actually, sometimes the things get moved down on the list, whether the fence is broken in one corner, and the animal keeps getting out, and they pay $300 in fines, but they won't go fix that corner of the fence.
That's simple.
And then they hire me because they can't figure out what to do because this dog won't listen and runs down the street. Well, he's had all the freedom. So I walk around and I double check everything and I ask a lot of questions and I watch how the animals are reacting with the people there and me there. And then within the hour, one of the main things is let's move this fix the fence on the list up higher on your list.
So you analyze the people as well.
Yes, it does. End up the people. So when people have always noticed, oh, wow, you teach this and that and with animals. And I said, and people too.
Well, I must admit that the last dog I had a hard time catching it when he decided to run. Kind of like the dog I talked about with son. He didn't want to come when he didn't want to come.
That's the first thing on everyone's list when they give me the wish list is make them come to me when I call. And it's usually the last thing the animal clicks with until you bond with them. And they want everything done off of a leash when you really have to take 2 steps back and put the leash back on. An animal is fast, they smell and hear and see and way ahead of us. And so if their ear turns left, I tell people, use that as an extension of your own. And if their ear turns left, scan that left side. Mm-hmm. Someone could be stealing the stereo out of your car that you parked before you went on your walk on your trail. And the dog already heard something.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things we don't take advantage of.
Well, I must also say that you have your own company as well called Pets Unlimited. Mm-hmm. And how long have you been in business for doing this?
Well, I started over 15 years ago, and I called it Canine College. And then I realized canine was for the area I was in, and then I realized with all I've learned in 35 years, I've worked on ranches, I've worked with movie trainers, and so all this stuff, I want to get out and educate the people. That's why I thought maybe I could teach and go to the college and get the people, 20 of them sitting in a room, and maybe bring in some show and tell, but educate the people. And if the people don't do surprise gifts, and there's a bird over in the corner of the room. Grandpa died. Nobody wants it. They put it in the back room with no windows open, in the dark, and they're sad. And nobody wants the bird, but yet they don't find a home for it. So I have all these stories no one wants to hear, but there's a nice way to educate the people. And then the animals, I figure I'm going to get to help all the animals if I go through the people.
Well, I think that's a great talent. And you brought some pictures as well to talk about the variety of animals you work with. I see, is that a bunny?
Yes, that's Thumper. Thumper, the store that had all the bunnies for Easter, which a lot of children get bunnies, and they never get to hold them but once. Grandpa, uncles, they bring them in as a surprise, and they scratch the child with one time, oh boy, thank you, Grandpa, and they get red lines up their arm, and they never want to hold their bunny again. So they have to find out about trimming the nails and that they're actually becoming the third most popular pet. They're just like a cat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they will go in a kitty box, and you can put it in a back corner, and my cat and my rabbit play. And they run all around, and you can be sitting there watching a movie, and here comes the rabbit, kicks his feet straight up in the air like a stallion bucking, and goes running by, and there goes my cat. And they hide and seek in the chair, and then the rabbit jumps back in his cage to go to the bathroom and get water.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
No. We wish all the animals would do that.
Yeah, I have a nephew who would do great.
I don't know about your nephew. I stay with the four-legged animals.
Probably smarter. You saw my nephew. Well, that's a cute bunny. And can you buy these at pet stores these days? I don't have a clue.
Oh, yeah. They're bringing him in. He's a dwarf. He isn't big and bulky. He's not easy. Some of the big ones are hard to hold.
I've seen some real big ones.
They have them this small now. The size of your hand, they're called minis. And he's a dwarf, so he's actually a medium. But I can actually tap his cage, bring him apples and everything, and he will run around and jump in to get his food.
And you can actually train this.
You can do a whistle. Yeah, you can teach him a whistle. I'll bring him in sometime if you want me to.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, he's a very sweet.
We can figure out how to get the set up where they can move around a little bit.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But people don't realize, because there's rodents that are fluffy and cute, and the children want to go to the smallest hamster that is less intimidating. So the bigger the animal, they'll say thank you or I have this pet, but they don't ever hold it, they don't ever touch it, and the animal sits in the cage.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, thousands of animals are just sitting in cages.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. That's why I want to educate that the people and parents and grandpas contact somebody first. Please, it's really important. Get a hold of somebody behind the scene and say, could I surprise him with a puppy? Do you mind if I bring a rabbit for Easter? And they'll say, we have enough animals already. And next thing you know, they've got the animal, knock at the door, the animal stays, and nobody pays attention to it.
Oh, that's sad.
It's going on all over the world.
Because if there's a lot of places that take animals that no one wants, but I don't know about a rabbit.
Yep, there's there's a lot of the animals that are too high energy, make a lot of noise at night that are more nocturnal, irritate the people. They get pushed further and further and back. They're not out in the living room where everybody is. They're off in another room. So, these are the things that need to be educated. Everybody needs to be educated more.
Well, that sounds good. And that's why we have you.
Oh, thank you. You go to the pet store and you buy that colored rabbit, you get that cage and a bag of food, and you have no idea that you need to change and clean that cage. So I teach the children on 1st and the 15th of every month. Mommy, daddy, or sisters, you go clean that cage on the 1st and the 15th of the month. Maybe they'll remember a little better, but because the animals can get sick.
Oh yeah, and if it's not getting any attention, it would really get sick. I would think.
Oh yeah. What do we got there? Oh, the llama. This is Panda.
You were working with llamas.
Yes, this is Panda. She's 21 years old, and she could live up to 30.
Wow.
Yeah, some of them make it that long, and she's fully trained for show and tell. She'll walk down the halls at convalescent homes. There's 2 of them.
All right.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I've taken her down with the owner, and we will stop right at a bedroom door for someone who can't get out of their bed, and then we have the ones in wheelchairs go out to the TV music room. And we walk those llamas right in the building, and they're these people that are 80 and 90 that have never touched a llama. That's a llama.
Well, I'm a St. Mary's Hospice volunteer. Can I borrow your llamas?
Oh, they're wonderful.
I would love that. I love llamas anyways.
It is so fun. So fun. Yeah, because people don't get that close. See, there's a precious little baby. And that baby's 1 month old right now. And I just helped put a halter on it. The last 2 days we've been taking it on and off. And pretty peaceful animal. The llamas are very even-tempered. They're really neat.
Now you put a halter on the llama?
This one doesn't have it on right now, but we have a red one, and we separate it from Mama, and we just touch the baby with our hands, and they're drinking milk still as far as giving them a banana is sweet and soft. And probably introduce a banana to it. But we want it to know that the halter isn't going to hurt it. Mm-hmm. So we don't leave it on too long, and we take it back off. But in order to have them not stay wild and actually can interact with them more, we want to be able to get them into an area, a small corral, and put the halter on them and take them for a walk. And then the other ones I was showing you, Panda, we can put a whole lunch pack. We can put 8 people's lunches in a burlap pack thing that you put over their back. Mm-hmm. And we can go hike and go trails and
Excellent.
creeks. Yeah, we'll do it sometime.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I was telling
great.
you that sometimes it's hard to carry around my equipment. It's not heavy, but after a while, just a camera. I'm in a camera. But lunch and a camera, and
we'll put your camera equipment in. We'll bring an extra llama for your camera.
I love llamas, anyways. I just didn't know that they're that pet friendly.
They are so peaceful.
And you're is that the older one again?
This is Shotzi. Shotzi's 17. The other one was 21. Yeah, I put halters on both of them for this, and that's a banana peel. They actually love the whole banana.
Now, are you at a ranch just working with them?
Yes, this is just down from my place with 40 llamas and 2 babies, 11 goats, 2 donkeys. They've got a lot of fun stuff. And so these 2 tamed ones are there. So I can take them out. People want to bring them to, or call me for parties or special events. And the people get to come up and pet their neck, and these guys just stand there. And dogs can run circles under their feet, and they won't move.
Wow.
Yeah, but you got to do it when they're babies, so they're not afraid.
Yeah, exactly.
It's real important with all animals when they're little tiny things. What is this? Well, this is another llama. She's the head gal. She's 21 of the 40 in that pasture. We got a close-up of her.
So she's in charge of the pack.
Yeah, that's her teeth. Actually, as they get real old, you know how your teeth change on the older, so that shows her age, and that the teeth are sticking out like that.
Wow.
Yeah. When they're younger, they don't show.
Well, why would that ranch actually have 40 llamas? Is that just what they do? Or?
It's a retired gentleman, and he rescues.
Oh, okay.
And there's been people that say we just can't, somebody passed away, we have 3 llamas on this 2 acres.
The one we just talked about the other day.
They brought them to him, and so now...
He took them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, things are working out good.
That's a good story.
He has wonderful, he has 3 dogs, 3 cats, 11 goats, 2 donkeys, and he's rescued half of them.
Oh, that's a miracle person.
Oh, we need more people to help all these critters.
Yeah, because my friends, they were losing their things, and then they just couldn't take care of the llamas anymore. And but they didn't want to put anything in the paper letting people know.
Oh.
They wanted to find word of mouth of someone they could trust. So It sounds like you did the job.
Yes, this was word of mouth. I went ranch to ranch for a while, and I asked, who do you know that has some extra land? They eat hay along with all the others. It's another 2 mouths to feed or 3 mouths to feed. And so one person called another, handed me the cell phone. Their ranch was over across. I mean, I couldn't believe how helpful these people were.
Yeah, I called it Sierra Safari Sioux, just trying to find anybody, and they actually showed interest, but I think you got ahead of me.
Oh,
but it's still a happy ending.
Yeah, it's wonderful that we're all helping. That's what it's all about.
Definitely, because these critters need our help.
Yeah, there's the 2 of them together. Yeah, they're very, very, very fun animals.
Well, that'd be wild to see 40 of them. I had one at my goat ranch I worked at, and Bubba was a great guy. He's a big guy, and he essentially got a little bit too big, and he was working for a children's zoo type thing, and I guess he was getting so big that he was getting kind of pushy. And but I loved him. He was basically a security guard for a goat ranch, and I had a good time with him, and he liked me, and he'd blow up his nose so he could recognize your scent. So that's really my only experience with llamas, but I like Bubba.
Oh, yeah.
Well, excuse me. Well, anyways, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, Deborah's going to educate me on other animals, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thank you. Hi, my name is Michael Smith, and I just wanted to thank the Partnership for Community Resources for giving me this award a couple weeks ago. A lot of people work real hard for public access TV, and when a community resource group like this appreciates your work, it just makes things all a lot better. And I wish that more people would express how much public TV means to them, donate to the public access stations, because most of us work for free or nothing at all, or very little at all, I should say. And when you're recognized by a group for helping them get grants and things, and it just shows that we're all in this together. And if you support public access TV, I guarantee you're helping the community. And I'd like you to actually just thank the Partnership for Community Resources and say thank you.
order to protect our riding opportunities, we've got to tread lightly. That means staying on roads, trails, and areas designated for ATVs. Also, go over, not around trail obstacles to avoid widening trails. And cross rivers slowly, and only at places where the trail crosses the stream. Join the millions of responsible riders who protect our privileges and our natural resources by treading lightly in the outdoors. Visit Tread Lightly at treadlightly.org.
Hi, we're back from break, and I'm with Debra Jacobs of Pets Unlimited. And you mentioned that you're going to be teaching a class at Western Nevada College. Mm-hmm. So if I have a problem with an animal, I need to call you at
782-3252.
And then and then you'll let them know how to register for classes and things like that.
Well, actually, it's going to be on the internet.
Oh, okay.
And at the campus, you can actually use your credit card, and you can do everything online. You don't even talk to me.
Oh, excellent. So just go ahead and register like a normal class,
Yep.
and you're going to have a facility, I imagine?
They're giving me a lecture room, and I have contacted all rescue centers, from tortoises to miniature horses to llamas. BLM is going to come and speak for the wild Mustang and donkeys. And I'm going to have literature off to the side that you can take, and it's going to have everything to help you with any kind of animal.
So when you're taking a class like this, do you ever bring your own animal in, or you just...
There will be show and tell the second hour of every class.
So I can bring my own animal in?
No, I'm going to bring
you bring
one
your
in.
animal.
Oh, boy, if we had everybody's animals in my class.
I was just picturing like hawks and gerbils,
Everywhere. Catch that guy.
So
catch that guy.
every show, every class can have some kind of animal.
The first hour, I'm going to teach and talk. It's going to be education on the history of how far back and where, the wolf and the fox, the Chihuahua and the St. Bernard, they all came from those animals. It doesn't matter if they shrunk them way down. I'm going to educate the people that the little tiny 4-pound dogs with the legs this big, those were, during kings and queens, taken, they requested breeders take the smallest dog from this litter and smallest dog, so they would sit right here on the king and queen's lap while they did all the court problems of the day.
Wow.
And so they paid people to breed all these big dogs down, smaller and smaller. And then in the Orient, they had the small dogs on the corners of the king's beds. So if someone was in to poison and kill the king, they would go, yep, 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 and no. And the Great Danes and the Chows, all the other ones were outside.
Was that like the Lhasa Apsos?
Yes.
We had one of those.
Lhasa Apso.
They're pretty aggressive little guys.
Yeah, and the Shih Tzus and all those little guys, they can draw blood on your ankle.
Been there. Well, it sounds like a fun. The class is halftime is an hour, so how long is the class?
I'm doing a couple of hours. So during a break, you can go and read the literature and collect stuff. And so they can throw questions at me, and I'll do research and bring it back the next class if there's an unusual question I can't answer. And then I will book, depending on the likings of the group I will ask those rescue centers to come in with the live animals the second hour.
So if you register, you let them know what type of animal you want to learn about, like if I'm a bird person or whatever.
Yeah.
And you cover a lot of animals.
Yeah, there'll be a questionnaire, what's your 5 favorite animals? And how many animals do you have in your home, and list their ages and what you have. And I ask them, what's the main purpose you're coming to this class? I can help them on saving and understanding medical bills, vet bills, them getting hurt themselves with the animals, is because it's not always vet bills.
Yeah.
So the main thing I stress when I go out and talk to everybody is you're here to learn mainly for safety. All of the stuff that you're going to be educated on is the safety for you, your family, your home, and your animals. And we don't realize that you can really be penalized hundreds of dollars when they aren't being taken care of right.
Wow.
A lot of money can be costly. One woman called me and she says, I go over to my boyfriend's house, and this 4-month-old puppy, I wrote it all down on a piece of paper. It's chewed over $1,000 worth of cowboy boots and all these things, and I think he needs your help.
As well. It had a teeth, I guess.
Oh,
right?
they've got to chew on stuff. And he says, I don't need anybody to tell me what to do, which is fine. It's his home. He says, she'll grow out of it. And the woman called me back and said, I won't come over unless the man wants to learn.
You don't waste your time.
No, you want the people to be enjoying the educational end of it. And your animals are going to be really fun the more they're educated.
No.
Because
like a doctor, do people like email you and ask you questions, try to get your free advice?
Well, I always give. My mother always says, "You give too much information. How are you going to live on it?" And I said, "You know what? If they come up and they say, I have a half-wolf dog. I'm really concerned and I don't know what to do, and it does this. I will tell them one thing. I will get their phone number, and I tell everybody. I learned this one. We all love animals and could stand here and talk all day.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, because we've got stories to share. So let me get your number, and I suggest you do this one thing right away. And I try to give multiple choices so that people have their own idea of what will fit in their house. But they usually say, oh, that's true, we could talk all day. But there's animals that are really, really tough.
Well, we showed pictures of a ranch, so you do not only just homes, but ranches and a big variety of things.
Sure.
So we have next on the pictures you brought.
Oh, this is Mr. Billy Goat. His name is Hershey, same as my Sheltie Collie. He is very sweet. He doesn't bump you or hit you hard, and he has his own little call, and he talks, and he goes around to all the other 10 goats, and he's not dirty. You know, you can they're a wonderful pet.
Oh, I love goats. That's what during break, yeah.
And you worked with over 200?
Yeah, exactly.
All different colors?
Yeah, my job was to help give birth from being born to raising them till they're young and make sure they had a lot of attention. And
wonderful.
I pasteurized their milk and fed them, and
wow.
So my job, and I sung happy birthday to them when they're born. I loved them, and they're like little baby deer to me.
Yeah.
They're like little deer to me.
They are. They hop around. How old were they when you sold them as a pet? Do you remember if they
didn't seem that old to me.
So they did separate them and move them on by the time they were 2-3 months old?
I'd say 3 to 4.
3 to 4 months
maybe a
old?
little bit longer, but not much more than that.
So they were weaned from the bottle. From the nipple to the... Okay.
Yeah, I was the bottle right away. No, I'm
Yeah,
serious.
you were the mama.
No, there was no mama action.
Oh, they separated them immediately.
I was the mama.
That's amazing.
And I would pasteurize the milk, and went from hand feeding them to putting 5 gallons of milk in a tub with 10 nipples, and they'd be going around little circles, and then they'd be like king of the hill to get on top, on the big one, and they loved climbing things.
Oh, yeah.
And, but anyways, I just had a lot of fun at the ranch, and it was in Garden Valley, California, and so I just learned something new.
Did you ever drink goat's milk?
Yes, I did.
First time I drank goat's milk, my friend had twins, little white ones out in by the barn. Well, I knew there were babies out there, but I wasn't thinking there would be goat's milk in the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. And I rode my horse over, and she was going to ride with me. It was a hot, sweltering day, and I came in the front door, and I went in, and I opened the fridge, hoping she had iced tea or lemonade. Well, this pitcher was just like a commercial. I needed to pour me a glass of cold, chilled milk, and it was delicious. And I went out back, and she says, hey, go back in the house. I got some goat's milk in the fridge. I said, that was goat's milk? I already had a glass. It was delicious.
Oh, yeah.
But it needs to be pretty cold. She says it's different when it's warmer. Palate is not used to it. But
well, it's funny you mentioned that about the goat that butted. One time my boss, this was a steep hill, and she was bending over, and one of the older guys said, oh, I can't turn this down, and nailed her, and she went flying down a hill. And this was one tough gal that I had to leave that day because I didn't want to be around her.
Oh, yeah, I've seen billy goats that are just filthy and mean. He's been neutered. It calmed him down. What's our next?
But you can help
There's
people
another
with
one.
their behavior problems, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Now, none of these goats, they put their front hooves on your thigh, and you can pet them just like a dog. And I go into all 11 of them and scratch their shoulder blades. And these were all handled since they were born.
Excellent.
It's real important. All animals, I don't care if it's a baby kitten, a chick, or a puppy, is that they need to be used to our hands because these look like snakes.
Ooh.
If I come up on you real fast, what do our fingers look like? A bunch of little baby snakes moving around? Depending on where they are and their vision. Some animals have eyes further on the sides of their head, and they can't trust or get spooked quickly by the judgment of what they're seeing. Darkness, brightness. You can go up to a parrot. I lit a bunch of candles one night, and I went up and said, give me a kiss. Well, all the candles were moving, and it was trying to judge, and I kind of caught it off guard, and it caught my lip. He didn't mean to hurt me. Mm-hmm. It was just a bump, but we did a real quick kiss, but he didn't like all the candles. So an animal needs to be able to see clearly and that you're not coming right up into his face, and let him find out that you can reach over and be kind, then move up. But everyone, babies, adults, they go right into the face of an animal, always. So I always try to teach adults and kids, ask first, may I pet your animal?
Yeah, that's important.
May I come up to your llama? Is it okay to pet your dog? And then when I had a German Shepherd, they'd say, does your dog bite? I said, not yet. I was always...
Or Peter Sellers, that's not my dog.
That's not my dog. That's a good one.
So what other what shots? Other animals that we have here coming up? It's
Oh, that's Sophie. Sophie and her son Frankie. Those are 2 donkeys. I was just brushing them yesterday, and they'll follow you around just like a puppy dog. Really sweet.
excellent.
Yeah. Donkeys are a great pet, and you can adopt them through the BLM. There's a lot of them, so I'm going to have them come and speak at the class so we can learn.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and there's a lot of land here. There's a lot of people that have 10 acres. This one woman, she took on donkeys that were wild, and they're out there just keeping the grass down. And two old draft horses that needed to retire. She let them go out on the acre, so the donkeys and the draft horses are all having a great time.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that nice? People are helping these old animals. So yeah, that's a really good thing. Donkeys are a sweet pet.
And you take care of birds as well?
Oh yes, this is Ruby, a yellow nape, and they can really talk. So there's certain breeds you've got to be ready for them learning 100 words and never shutting up. Da-da-da-da, stop it, okay, hi.
So if your bird's talking too much, what do you do?
Spray them with a water bottle.
Oh, jeez. That's
Actually,
not nice.
From far away, they don't know it's you.
Oh.
But they use that on lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, They the water bottle will stop anything from far away. A puppy being a real brat inside a kennel, and you need to leave, and you don't want it chewing everything up. It has toys. Turn the TV on, and then as you're off around the corner, you can use a spray bottle, and you can shoot over there and say, no bark. Some love water. It won't work. A water dog. So it doesn't always work with every animal.
That's interesting.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of
So you have a lot of
things.
tricks you teach people.
Oh, sure. There's a lot of different things you can do. Pennies in a can. Some people use popcorn. You can put it in a water bottle, but the aluminum, when you go bam, bam, no bark, and the little pup goes, whoa, what was that? And they shut up. Then you tell them, good dog, because they stop doing what you ask them to stop doing. So you always want to have a positive after a negative, and it's in the moment. Animals live in the moment, and we don't realize that as much, is that we can do something after school and get in some trouble, and we're going to be reprimanded for it later when the parents come home and find we broke something, and we're going to still remember and know what's going on. The only thing I've seen with animals, and I've worked with thousands of animals, is that when they do boo-boo and they do droppings, they're going to know it's their droppings, and they know they've been taught to go outside that door. If it was right by the door, they've tried. You were gone too long, or something. You changed their food.
Yeah.
And they're going to look sad. They're going to be, I'm sorry, I tried to go out the door. But there's some that leave notes right in the hallway, in your favorite chair. They will get even with you. So, you got to realize the things that you got to... most people don't realize what they're in for.
Well, that's where you come in.
That's what I'm trying to do, is teach. I want to teach the people.
Well, you have a website as well.
I'm working on my website.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get that to you as soon as it's started. Now, this is the miniature horses. These guys are great.
Well, Deborah, I think we've run out of time.
Oh, that's fine.
And your business is called Pets Unlimited. And your phone number again, please?
775-782-3252.
Well, you got to come back. We ran out of time.
Oh, no problem. I'd love to come back.
Thank you for joining us for Nevada Trails.
Enjoyed it.